Hi guys. Today I'm going to be doing my first podcast. My brother will be doing the gameplay and I will be doing the talking. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for more podcasts. See you when it starts.
The story of Yoshie Shiratori.
In the year 1907, on July 31st, the most notorious prison escapee was born in Mori Prefecture in Japan. We don't know much about his childhood because he had yet to share about himself in his early ages. Yoshie worked at a tofu shop and later as a fisherman to catch crabs for Russia. But later on, he had charges stemmed against him like murder and robbery, and he was sentenced to a Mori prison in North Japan. Later on, he escaped from a Mori prison in the year 1936 after lockpicking his way out of the handcuffs he was wearing and studying all the guards. Police later captured him while he was stealing supplies from a hospital and was transported to Akita prison in the north of Japan. Yoshie Shiratori was later sentenced to life in prison for his actions. One thing the guards didn't know about Yoshie Shiratori is he had lizard-type climb abilities, and he was able to climb through the walls of his cells in the middle of the night and squeeze through the skylight to escape from Akita prison. He said that he would go up to the skylight and unhinge it slowly for weeks or even months. Shiratori was soon captured again and was transferred to Abashiri prison in northern Hidako. Amazingly, Shiratori was able to escape a third time by squeezing himself through a small space on the metal frame of the door to his cell. The guards didn't know this, but Yoshie Shiratori could dislocate his bones and squeeze through incredibly tiny spaces as long as his head could fit through. He was on the run for 2 years before he went down to a local town to see what had changed, and he looked on the newspaper in the U.S. had dropped a bomb on Japan and they had won the war. One day he was on a bench and a police officer sat next to him. Shiratori was trying not to make eye contact, but then the police officer offered Shiratori a cigarette. Of course, the police officer didn't know that he was the infamous Yoshie Shiratori. Yoshie started having tears roll down his eyes because cigarettes were considered a luxury at the time. He had never seen a police officer so nice. He confessed to the police officer that he was the one and only prisoner, Yoshie Shiratori. He was arrested, but this time he was sentenced to death and was put in Sapporo prison. There were 6 guards patrolling his cell at all times. The prison spent too much time worrying about the roof and skylights that they forgot to secure the wooden floorboards on the ground of his cell. Shiratori would look up at the ceiling, making the guards think he was going to escape from the roof or a skylight, but in reality he was going to escape from the ground. He would always save the bowl of miso soup he ate, and he would remove some of the floorboards from the floor at night and dig up the dirt below his cell with the bowl, and later ended up escaping a 4th time. Unfortunately, he was caught, but he presented his case to the legal system in Japan, and he was sentenced to 20 years instead of death. His requests were accepted, letting him go to a prison in Tokyo, Japan. He never escaped again. He was happy. And the guards were nice to him. When his 20-year sentence was over, he went to see his daughter, but unfortunately his wife had died. That is the story of the greatest prison escapee ever, Yoshie Shiratori. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for more podcasts like this one. Leave a recommended podcast you would like to hear in the comments below. Have a great rest of your night.